Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for retentions. But before we talk about retentions, we would like to address the fact that we were 1 minute late
Yes,
because
because
CSK and RR also like to be a few minutes late. All right. So before we get into the whole retention situation, let's also address a few tiny little details from across the world because there's a lot of things happening in the world of cricket. Um, the WBPL is proving to be very interesting for RCB fans, specifically because Danny Wyatt has been performing very consistently. She got a 70 and a couple of 40s, all at a strike rate of well over 150, 160. And there's also been a few consistent performances from Sophie Dunkley, and there's been some good bowling as well from. Oh, look who it
who's
is!
there? Yeah.
We exactly when we start discussing an
Well, it's
Australian.
almost
Yeah, yeah.
the summer is coming. We are preparing for the summer.
The summer is coming. Josh Hazelwood is injured for the first test. He is most likely ruled out with the hamstring injury. Should be back for the second test. Now, Ashes season obviously means that Abhishek is going to be a little extra active with his, um, let's say, internet presence. So there's been a bit of a backstory here. Abhishek had said that it's going to be 5-0. I told him it's going to be 3-1. He claims that England shall not win a single test, but then again, he also claimed that Delhi Capitals would win every single game. Yeah, no,
I'm going with
Cummins
three
is
to
fully ruled out.
Australia
Yeah, I went 3-1 Australia because I feel like there will be a draw somewhere in there.
due to the
A
weather,
little
but
stroke draw.
if
Yeah,
not for the weather, I think 3 to Australia.
possible.
England haven't won a single test match in last 10 or 12, 13 years
Yeah,
in Australia. They have the best
a
chance
decade.
this time with Ben Stokes, a very young England squad, and with
Hmm.
no Cummins, no Hazelwood, England
Yeah,
should
it's
must be
going to be
winning this
Stark
one.
and Bolland. Yeah, it's going to be Stark and Bolland heading this. You will obviously have a few overs thrown in from Webster. You will also have Lyon, obviously. There are also reports that Jake Weatherald might be getting a game. It will be interesting to see how that goes because based on the squad, I did not think they would go ahead with him. I thought they'd do something stupider like asking Marnus Labuschagne to open or some stuff like that. So Ashes, let's see where it goes. I think England might win in Perth, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Now coming to the Indian side of things, where the summer is trying to heat up. Lot of trades, lot of horse trading, lot of resort politics has happened over the course of 2 weeks
Indeed.
or maybe longer duration for some other teams. Who do we
Uh,
start with?
let's start with the tiny ones before we get to the big ones. Let's start with the normies that are CSK and RR.
Yeah,
There has been a very insignificant, small, pointless trade between CSK and RR for Sanju Samson going from RR to CSK in exchange for Ravindra Jadeja and Sam Curran going from CSK to RR. Now, it's a good trade because both teams are going to walk away from this trade thinking, I
they got
got the
something.
better deal. Yeah. They don't realize that both of them just traded a bunch of clowns. Now, the issue here is that RR have to deal with Jadeja's age factor. Um, but
and
we'll
a
come to
fraud
why
all-rounders.
RR, yeah, we'll come to why this trade might be slightly better oriented for RR, but from CSK's side, they're already begging for justice for Ruturaj Gaikwad. Now, on top of this, imagine having to ask for justice for Sanju Samson also. There is a very low
They
amount
can ask
of
justice in all
justice
three
quota.
formats now.
Exactly. So they are CSK. I mean, look, they look pretty sorted. They did not need another top order batsman because Urvil Patel was doing the job for them. I think they want to figure out a wicketkeeper batter who could possibly replace Tala himself.
I
Now,
think it's more of
let's
captaincy thing. They were not happy with Ruturaj
yes,
Gaikwad's captaincy.
for
It's
sure.
once
There's a high
again
chance.
half-season
Yeah,
judgment from CSK and their management, and now they want
yep,
immediate replacements. More like a
yeah,
captain who can also keep, who can also bat.
yeah,
Apart from
and
that, I
I
don't see
find
a reason
it.
why they needed Sanju Samson in CSK.
I agree. So there was no reason to trade Jadeja out, aside from maybe the age factor. Letting go of Sam Curran is a great job, though. Good
Good.
job on that CSK. Uh, After what Tim David did to him and after the kind of season that he had, you wouldn't think that they would keep Sam Curran. Then again, he's been performing with the bat. But is it worth keeping him just to perform with the bat when his primary duty is to
Yeah,
perform
he's
with the
been
ball?
performing with the
That's
bat in all the minority leagues, but IPL is a different beast.
no, he
That's
performed in
where
the IPL as well. He had I think towards the end of the season, those last 4 5 games when they had nothing to lose, they promoted Jadeja at four, Karan at three. They did all those experiments. Um, I feel like they looked like a much better side towards the end of the IPL, and they didn't need to do anything other than ask Dhoni to retire and come up with a few good finisher options and invest in your bowling. Now, in the headache to invest in your bowling, you've let go of your primary spinner. Now, Noor Ahmed is the only one sitting there. There is nobody else to
there's
support
no
him.
Ash. Even he's
There's no
retired now.
Ash. Ash is gone. There's no Jadeja. So now you'll be getting into the auction looking for a spin option, which is not really that available. However, there are reports that RR might let go of either Tikshana or Hasranga. So
They
if
have
that
to.
happens, yeah, if that happens, you could always look at
Wait,
someone
there
like
has also been another trade, right?
yes, I'll get to
Donovan
that.
Ferrara
Pereira,
has moved
yes,
to RR from Delhi,
yes.
so they have to
So
release
I
two overseas
said
players now.
yes. So when I said that, we'll get to why RR has a better deal out of this. That is what I meant, because that middle order still looked a little bit shaky after letting go of Samson. This means that Parag is going to jump up to number three. Nitish Rana isn't there, so you might push Jurel to four, Hetmeyer to five, and if you're playing Jadeja at seven, the option to have Don Ferreira at number six is very helpful, and it makes their batting order look a lot better than what it is,
Yeah, they
especially
had
with the way
concerns over
Suryavanshi
the
has been
middle
playing
order.
off late.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think RR has more advantage with the trade than CSK, considering that RR top order was already piled up. Now that you have
sorted.
locked in
Yes,
Suryavanshi and Jaiswal, you no
yeah,
longer need a Samson over there,
exactly.
and now you
You can
might as
afford
well
to play Parag
play
at three. Yeah,
Parag at three where he wants to play. Then you can
exactly.
play Jadeja at four where he's excelling, like where his batting is getting better
Yeah.
when CSK promoted him at number four. Then at number five you always have
Jurel
two
and
chippers.
Hetmeyer. Yes, Jurel and Hetmeyer at 5 and 6, exactly like it was in the previous season. What went wrong for them is what came after that because they played Hasaranga after that, who could not give them enough with the bat. Now that they've brought in someone like a Donovan Ferreira and also made sure that their entire top half is Indian, they can afford to have an overseas heavy bottom half in the playing 11. So they will probably stack up here with Hetmeyer, Ferreira, Archer, and one more.
Good enough. Now the middle order looks a bit sorted, and there's a bit more solidarity over there.
Yeah,
Uh, Moving on to the CSK side, so with Samson coming in, I think he'll be opening for them since they have
yeah,
gotten rid of Conway.
yeah. So I'm pretty sure that all the Conway, Ravindra, Shankar, Tripathi, Huda, the Holy Trinity, everybody is gone from CSK. Okay, there's no point keeping these guys anymore. We saw in the first half of the last season that Rutraj Gaikwad wants to play at number three. He seems to find his own comfort playing at three. That obviously means that they want Sanju Samson to open with Ayush Matre, followed by Gaikwad at three. I don't know how they're going to slot in Urvil Patel at this rate. Maybe they'll have to push him to number four and then Dubey at five, Travis at six. That
With
whole
the
middle
absence
model.
of
Yeah.
Gaikwad, it was Urvil Patel playing at three, right?
It was Urvil Patel playing at three last year, followed by Jadeja at four, Travis at five, Dubey six, Tala nine. So we'll kind of have to figure out the second half of that batting order because only that top three looks sorted right now. Urvin Patel may not even get a place in the side despite his great performances last year.
I think he might be a backup opener for Ayush Matre at this point.
I feel like he seemed good enough to play. I didn't want them to bench him. If they really do want to bench him, then might as well give him to us. We want Urvil Patel, we want Gurjapneet Singh more than anyone else. Please give him to us.
Yeah, I'll take Gurjapneet Singh any day.
Anything, any
Start
day. Like
fast.
we've mentioned this before as well. Gurjapneet is probably the next best left-arm pacer after
Harshdeep
Yashadayal.
Singh.
Yeah, no, like who might be available to us in the auction.
Uh-huh.
Now that Yashadayal, we'll get to that issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean their batting order still looks a little shaky because they'll be shuffling around the places for Brevis and Dubé. Another issue is how do they get Dubé to bowl? Do they keep him as impact player? Do they use Dhoni as impact player? Do they use Dhoni at all now, given that their batting looks so good? And another issue that they'll have to tackle in the auction would be a good Indian fast bowling contingent because Khalil, for some reason, kind of fell off towards the second half of the season. You have Ellis, you have Kamboj, but you have zero death bowling at that rate.
Yeah, totally. Uh,
Yeah.
then moving on to the pointless trade, uh,
Yeah.
Arjun Tendulkar.
Arjun Tendulkar. Okay, so Arjun Tendulkar has been traded from MI to LSG, is what the news is. I feel like LSG just needed a few extra pace bowling options because they might be releasing everybody that they bought in the previous auction, Avesh Khan, Akashdeep, that whole
But if you
lineup is
look at
probably
the trend
disappearing.
from LSG since their inception, they have
Yeah,
something for the fast bowlers. Look at the first season they
yeah,
had.
for
They had
sure. Yeah,
Mark Wood, they had Chamira, they had Mohsin
yeah,
Khan. Back then,
yep,
Mohsin Khan was bowling quick. But
yeah,
again, then they got Mayank Yadav. They have some obsession with real fast bowlers, but there has been no much results or numbers to prove anything that it has helped either the team or the venue. Consider
yeah.
pitches
So
are like how
I
they were
have a
in last
feeling, yeah,
season. You might as well take anyone from the team and make them bowl if the pitches are that
yeah,
flat.
very flat. So, based on the news that's been floating around, it is very likely that they'll release Avesh Khan, Akashdeep. Another thing is that Shardul Thakur has been traded to MI. So,
So does that mean Mumbai is letting go of Deepak Chahar?
very likely, I feel like they want that extra purse to be available to them in the auction, and Shardul Thakur and Deepak Chahar are pretty much exactly the same dimension as a bowler. The only difference being Shardul Thakur is less injury prone compared to Deepak Chahar, and
But
maybe can give you a little
surprisingly
bit in
enough,
every
Deepak
phase.
Chahar did a pretty good job with the ball
Pretty good.
last
Yes.
season for him. Like, that's how they got the winning streak and everything. His power play
Yeah.
bowling was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree
So
with the injury point.
yeah, and now that MI have also invested in Ashwani Kumar,
Yeah.
it's almost as if they don't have space to accommodate another fast bowler. So you may also think that Shardul Thakur might just come in as backup for Deepak Chahar. So yeah, it's just another ambulance condition. LSG has also been involved in a Mohammad Shami trade, is what I've been hearing. A little birdie has whispered into my ear that SRH has traded Mohammad Shami to LSG.
Is it a cash trade?
Yes, it's probably a cash trade. As far as my notes are concerned, I don't, yeah, there's no like reverse trade from LSG to SRH. And I think the cash trade is probably to help them free up some purse because Mohammad Shami would give them around 10 crores in the purse. Um, and it's very likely that they would let go of a few other names like Rahul Chahar, etc. Shami trade is confirmed. Okay, look at that. IPL
Hmm.
posted. Cool.
Oh, interesting.
Peaceful. Okay, then it's confirmed. So Mohammad Shami to LSG for 10 crores. It's a cash trade. I think they just want to free up some purse for better bowling options to be available to them, Indian bowling options, because their overseas contingent is very sorted that way with Travis Head, Pat Cummins, and there are reports that they might release Klassen because the 23
Very
crore
unlikely of
purse.
a player
Yeah,
with that caliber being released.
they shouldn't release Klassen, as far as I'm concerned, but they will be tempted to because 23 crores in a mini auction, it's a little easier to buy him back, but the unpredictability of it, the
You
gamble
never
that they
know,
have to
like
take. Yeah,
23 crores, like KKR might dump Venki and buy Klassen
exactly.
for 23. It's totally worth because they're
Exactly.
getting
They,
a
yeah,
better
they need
wicketkeeper
a wicket
batter.
keeper. Yeah, they had good buzz. So you never know how it might go. Um, so I would suggest Saraj should keep Klassen. Now that
No, I
fourth
think you should keep
overseas
this
option.
edge pinned forever.
Okay, you know what? Let's get to Delhi Capitals.
Let's
Let
get to
me help you understand why Delhi Capitals have been the biggest clowns in this whole retain release fiasco. They've let go of Donovan Ferreira, who was a perfectly able
We
finisher
need to
option for them.
rewind a bit more back before, like
Yeah,
during the mid of IPL when Devon Bravis was available for Harry Brooks' replacement and how they fumbled Bravis. Now, Donovan Ferreira, he's playing really well across all the leagues, and now they have
yeah.
traded him
And for
back
South
to
Africa.
RR.
Yeah, they've given him back. Now, that has
Oh,
happened. Their only job
we'll come back to this
throughout
during
this
IPL.
auction, their only job throughout this auction was to ensure that they got a good fast bowling backup and to ensure that they had another overseas opener to come in for a certain Fraser McGurk who was supposed to score 175. They are definitely releasing him as far as I'm concerned. Abhishek can
Both
say what
Faf
he wants to
and
say.
JFM would be released, I guess.
Yeah,
As
Faf
far
should be released, JFM should be released, Natarajan should also be released as far as I know. Um, I
as
think
long as
aside
there is
from
Stark,
that, they
they
seem
won't
fine.
need the likes of Natarajan.
Yeah, they don't need Natarajan as
Yeah,
long as
I'm
Stark
being
is
selfish
there.
here.
Yeah, their other bowling options were Shamira and Mustafizur. Their Indian bowlers still look a little scanty because Mukesh Magrath is in the
Bro, he
team.
can go play golf then.
Yeah, he can go play golf, exactly. Glenn Maxwell has a great golf swing. I've been hearing nothing about him so far, other than the fact that PBKS is releasing him. Maybe both of them can go play golf once they're unfold in the auction as well.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's from the
Delhi
DC
need to
corner.
figure out their fast bowling issue because Mukesh didn't play uh, throughout that second half. But let's see where it goes.
DC also needs to change their captaincy.
Yeah, for sure. Rahul would be a good option here. But another issue would be a few rumors flying around that Rahul might go to KKR. It's not happening. I don't think people should dwell on it all that much because KKR has bigger plans this time. Let's just say that much. I have a feeling Andre Russell will be released. Ever since we called Andre Russell's bonks season in our IPL preview last time, he's been not really performing that well. So I have a feeling he might be released.
This is very true.
Yeah,
Salt has
that
better
is
chance
true.
of breaking 175 before JFN can get 75 in IPL.
That is true, though. Yeah, I mean, he helped England break the 300 barrier, so it's very possible. People were saying it's going to be Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma. Salt got there faster,
But it was
of course.
RCB bred Phil Salt who helped
Yeah,
England break 300 barrier.
with a lot of help from DC band blood Harry Brook. You know what? So did Harry Brook. All right.
Yeah, let's move
Um,
things to KKR side.
yeah. So KKR have traded
Most
Mayank
likely
Markande.
releasing
They've traded Mayank
Venki.
Markande to MI.
Mm, they
Yeah.
traded,
So
which is
that's
a
happened.
minor, doesn't make much difference on the purse, but
Yeah. It's just happened. Nobody really cares about this trade. MI might not even play Mayank Markande. They just want one of their OG bowlers back. And to pick between either Markande or Rahul Chahar, they just went with Markande because Rahul Chahar has been even more shit of late. So you know that they will release Venki. They should release Venki at this point, and they should also release Andre Russell. The point here is to free up enough space to maybe get Cameron Green. I'm sure the
I think
franchises
they
would have
might
had
also release Roman Powell.
possible. Yeah, I mean, he was just
Most
there as
likely they,
backup for
or
Russell.
else they can keep Roman Powell as a backup or
Backup.
replacement of Russell if they're releasing Russell.
Yeah. Powell actually been playing pretty well of late.
He's a
So
good player, but always I feel like he's very underutilized by all the teams that he plays with his batting order
yeah,
and everything.
correct. They
Has a
pushed him
lot of
down
good
to six
potential.
seven. It's a little too low.
Powell came in as a all-rounder, but teams stopped giving him the bowling,
Bowling. Yeah.
concentrated more on his batting skills, used him like a finisher, played around with his positions. But I think he has a lot of potential to offer.
For
This
sure.
Powell, there are a
Um,
few couple more options from the West Indies side, lot of good positives from the New Zealand series as well.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, people will go pretty hard for Jacob Duffy. I think after Cameron Green, Duffy might be one of the most expensive players of the auction. This
Yeah,
is if Cam Green is
there on the
available for
offer.
the next IPL. So we don't know if he's on the auction list yet. We don't know if he's trying to manage his workload of any sort because he's going to have to play an Ashes, he's going to play a T20 World Cup, and an IPL followed right after that is not going to be healthy for his workload. And let's see. I'm sure the franchises have been having talks with Cameron Green about his availability. If he is available, then Russell's coming out from KKR because I think it's time for KKR to invest in the exact same dimensions in another player for the future.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds good.
Coming to Sunrisers
This
Hyderabad.
statement we
Mhm.
will get to. I will start this and keep this aside, and I will talk about this in a little bit more detail.
Yeah.
SRH, yeah, I mean, the Shami release is one thing. They should also release Ishan Kishan, in my opinion, because that 11 crore purse would come in handy in the auction, in all honesty. There are better options out there.
Yeah, they got a good replacement on last season with.
Aniket Verma.
Yeah, they had Aniket. They had a found of Aniket Verma, and who's the Karnataka player that they got
They
back?
also have Smaran in the mix of things.
Arsman, they have.
Yeah,
Like they could just retain him for the base price and release Ishan
yeah,
Kishan. It's
for sure.
equally
Yeah.
same.
Now, I think between Klassen and Kishan, one of them will be released so that they just have the other one as an option as a wicket keeper.
Now that they have
Uh,
released Mohammad Shami, they already have 10 crores freed
10
up. If
crores.
they release
Yeah.
Ishan Kishan, it's another 11.
Yep. So 20 crores going into the auction, you never know if they might end up with Cam Green. So you take the previous year's team, right? That fourth overseas option was being shuffled around between Kamindu Mendes and Ishan Malinga.
Hmm.
Instead of those two, go in with Cam Green because Cam Green is going to give you a couple of overs of bowling. You
And
release
considering
Shami.
it's the same setup, Dan Vittori, Pat Cummins, and it's the Aussie
Exactly.
setup over there. Most likely, if
Yeah.
they have the purse, they will be going all out for Cam Green,
Green
but
for sure.
KKR
Yeah.
can spoil the party.
Easily. I think KKR is the front runner right now. And if they sort their releases right, then they will end up with Green. Cam Green is basically hot property in the auction. Everybody wants him. So do we. We want him back. One injury to the back really
We
ruined
know
our
like
chances of.
we don't have space to play Cam Green anywhere in our lineup, but we still want Cam
Exactly.
Green.
Yeah. Like 2024 was a special season that way. Cam Green and Will Jacks were just vibes. You want them for the vibes.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think that's the SRH side of things. Who else do they have to release?
Let's go to Mumbai.
SRH. Wait. I think we're missing out on one important name in SRH. Let me just. Harshal Patel. What would you do with Harshal Patel? Is he worth keeping? Is he ever going to show up with his 2021 to 2023 phase ever again? Is there any point?
They play all their games in Hyderabad,
Yeah.
except for the fact that the ground is wide and big. I don't see any other thing like helping bowlers like Harshal Patel where there's something to offer for the slower ones.
Hmm.
Just bowl
So
him
just
and
look at
pray to
it this
God
way.
that he doesn't concede more
Look,
than 12 runs per over.
yeah, let's look at it this way, right? Harshal Patel plus Rahul Chahar plus Abhinav Manohar is going to be worth 14 crores if they just let go of these three players in the auction.
Yeah,
But
so
they
with
have 10 crores from
Klassen,
Shami.
they have Klass and Reddy.
Yeah,
Having players like this,
they
I
don't
don't
need
think
these
they have the
guys.
space to play Abhinav Manohar anywhere over there. They
Exactly.
can't
So
even make
Abhinav
use of him.
Manohar, for sure. And at 3.5 crores, Abhinav Manohar is not exactly the best of retentions right now because his performances, even in the domestic side of things, have gone down of late.
Hmm.
Now, if these three players together are going to give you 14 crores, Ishan Kishan is worth another 11. That's 25. Shami has already given you 10 crores. That's 35. I would say at this point, SRH coming in with 35 crores would be huge in the auction with their whole Cam Green dreams in mind.
But looking into the like second half or post-war scenes of SRH playing, they
Yeah.
looked a lot more sorted than how they started this season.
That
Had
is
they,
primarily because Abhishek Sharma started performing a lot more consistently. They didn't get the same performances from Abhishek and Travis Head. Their
yeah,
openers weren't performing. But like after the Pakistan break, there was a much more consistent run from Abhishek. So we already know that if Abhishek pulls up, then the game is gone for the opponents.
and I don't think they have an issue with three. They can actually promote Reddy to play at three, or they have
For
Aniket
sure.
Verma to play at three. So they might
Easily.
as well give up on Ishan Kishan. This, except for the fact that he's a left-hander. Why do you need left-hander when both your openers
Yeah.
are left-handed?
And we can also not forget the fact that Klaasen is best used when he plays at four, correct? four or maybe five, worst case. If they do end up getting Green in the auction, then Green is very peaceful to play at number three. You don't need to mess around with Reddy or Aniket that way.
Yeah, it's always the entry point. Give class and more balls to play, more time. He's not that
Exactly.
player like with less time like AB to do something magical.
So Green has shown performances for MI as an opener. He's shown performances for RCB playing at 3 and 4, and now for Australia in the international setup, he's been playing at 5 and 6. So he's shown capability to play everywhere in the order. So based on how they want to use him, if they want to use him also as a 2 or 3 over bowler, they can play around with that position. So SRH pretty good front runners to bag him, aside from
Yeah,
KKR, of
but it's
course.
those gaps that they need to fill. Last year, SRS looked like a team that they can hit 300 and also concede 300 back, and which
Yeah,
looked like it in most of cases. Like the bowlers were going all over the park. You have Harshal Patel.
exactly.
Pat Cummins was not a great T20 bowler,
Yeah.
uh,
Now
although for a T20
the reason
series,
I want
and
them to release Rahul Chahar is because they have Zishan Ansari who's been performing for them. So that's another name you need to keep in mind.
yeah, and they had Mohammad Shami who was aged and he was leaking runs like anything.
Yep.
So they
All
need
right.
to fill the gap of a Indian fast bowler.
Yeah, for sure.
Then I think they might need a finisher.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
you expect Klassen to finish the
they
game.
need an all rounder to play at number seven, basically.
Hmm.
Who can hold it together at number seven because Cummins is better off at number eight that way. So they need to find
Yeah,
someone to play at seven, and it
they
has to be Indian.
yeah they have the chance to have the biggest purse, but a lot
Yes.
of gaps to fill. If you go,
Yep.
let's say like green, it's minimum anywhere between 15 to
20 to
25.
25. Yeah.
So if you're banking on green for 15 to 25 crores, then you need to fill a lot of gaps in the rest 10 crores.
Yeah. Okay. That is SRH. I feel like we're forgetting a
I
trade. Sherfine
Really,
Rutherford is the trade that
unlikely since Mayank Yadav is also not playing in the domestic side of things.
he'll be
But
released.
depends. Let's see
And
how this
that is,
goes.
I think LSG's purse will also be freed up quite a lot that way. So I think if we're doing the math correctly, Mayank Yadav is worth 11 crores. Ravi
Yeah.
Bishnoi is worth 11 crores. And with Digvesh around, I don't think they need to play Bishnoi, right? Then Avesh
Yeah, I
Khan is
think also
worth 9.5
since
crores.
ESK has freed up a lot of purse, now they might need a spinner.
Samson
Do you
coming
think they
in?
will go for Ravi
Bishnoi?
Bishnoi?
Yeah, they should. They play a left arm leggy and a right arm leggy. It's actually very good for them. The only issue is that their batting depth will be compromised because Bishnar doesn't give you anything with the bat. And neither does Khalil, neither does Ellis, neither does Noor, and neither does Kamboj. So all their bowlers are specialist bowlers.
Neither does Tala.
Neither does Tala. So let's just do a little bit of math for LSG here, right? Mayank Yadav is 11, Ravi Bishnoi is 11, that's 22. Between Avesh Khan and Akash Deep, let's assume that at least one is being released. So that's 8 crores there. That's 30. David Miller should be released. That's 37. Um, let's say maybe Shamar
Demonstrated
Joseph might be
Kashmar.
released. Yeah, the likes of Shamar Joseph might be released. So they might be going in with an approximate purse of 38 crores.
I don't think they
Something around.
will release Akash Deep, considering is one of
No, I'm
the
saying one between Avesh Khan and Akash Deep. I'm not counting both. I'm counting only one.
okay. Now that you got Shami, you're expecting one of
Yeah,
the fast bowlers to be released.
exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
It seems logical that way. Now, Shami has come in for a 10 crore trade. So, out of that 37 crores, let's cancel out 10 crores. Keep it as around 28, 29 crores to the auction table,
Hmm.
minimum. Because
Okay.
Miller is worth 8 crores. They're throwing away Miller for sure. They didn't even use him last year.
Yeah, I feel this is true. Like Avesh is a good retain, and Akash Deep at 8 crores as an investment is very good. Like he has the skill sets,
Yeah.
he has the pace and everything, but not so right for suitable for the T20 scheme of things. But he
Hmm.
can be shaped with a good mentor. I think
You could
LSG
shape him
also
into a.
had a
I
change
think
in mentor. Like,
if he learns how to bowl a proper Yorker and learns how to vary his pace a little more, you could make another Hazelwood out of him because he lands length very well. He hits the deck pretty hard as well.
yeah, very good hit the deck bowler.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's LSG
Akash at 8 crores is a good investment.
for sure. Yeah. Now, GT on the other hand has traded Sherfane Rutherford to MI, right? So that's 2 crores freed up in their purse. Aside from that, I don't think too much is changing for GT. They are probably trading Rutherford to MI because they are going to play someone like Washington Sundar at four, right? He's been doing a lot more with the bat for the Indian team as well of late. So their team would probably look something like Josh Butler at three, Gill and Sai opening. You have Washington Sundar at four, maybe Shah Rukh Khan at five, Tewatia at seven. They need a finisher. They need one more finisher for sure. And that's the only thing they'll
You
have to
think
figure
of
out.
Abhinav Manohar back to GT?
I wouldn't mind that. I actually like that as an option. That's a pretty good option. Now, Indian finisher options out there. Actually, how many overseas slots? If they are losing out on Rutherford, they can actually invest in another overseas finisher itself, right? So
I'll tell
that,
you what's the scheme of things like they're thinking. With the past 1 year and the rise of Washington Sundar, they're banking heavily on him to perform well in T20s.
yeah,
And they want him to play in top order.
yeah,
No,
four,
not
number
top
four,
order.
number
You
five.
have Gil Sudarshan Butler. You can't play him at
Yeah,
three.
number
So
four,
if you're
number
playing
four
at
is
four,
spot.
gone. Your team is compromised.
Exactly. I'd say number seven is actually perfect for Washi, but
But then you'll
given
see
what they've been doing
Washington
with the
crying with
Indian
the
team,
mic and Washington's dad crying with the mic that
that
he's not
is,
getting more balls, more time to play. He's being dropped
yeah,
despite
no,
great
given what
performance.
he's been doing for India of late, I like what I kind of like the possibility of him at number four. It's pretty good. The only thing is now they have to figure out a real solid option at number six because this whole Shah Rukh Khan Tewatia concept will be maybe SRK at five and Tewatia at seven.
It's
So
full
someone
like
a little more solid at
gamble.
six, maybe Miller. Maybe Miller is available. So
Rabada, Butler, Rashid, Coetzee.
Coetzee, no, I don't think Coetzee is a starter because you have two other pace options with Siraj and Prasid. So a fourth pacer, kind of unlikely. They might have Rashid at eight, Sai Kishore at nine, followed by Rabada, Siraj, Prasid at oh wait, sorry, Sai Kishore at Rashid at seven, Sai Kishore at eight, then Rabada, Siraj, Prasid is how they should be looking at it. Of course, impact player exists. Um, yeah, they'll need a finisher. They'll need an overseas finisher
Yeah,
itself.
I think they'll be coming in with the finisher, coming into
Yeah.
the auction with the finisher.
Very
Then who
specific.
else?
That's their
Punjab.
only job. This option. Yeah, Punjab. Punjab, I feel, will retain their entire overseas contingent except for Maxwell and maybe Aaron Hardy.
What about rumors of Stoinis being released?
I don't think they will.
I don't think
I
he'll be
think
released considering it's Ricky Ponting.
Ponting has enough trust. Yeah, as an Australian, Ponting should have a little bit of insight. So should be all right.
Hmm.
Punjab don't really have too much work to do in the auction. They just need to figure out, I think, a little bit of bowling, maybe one more fast bowling option, Indian specifically. That is if they don't trust Vaishak. Now, I think their playing 11 would look like this. They have Priyansh Arya with Prabsimran, Iyer at 3, someone like Vadera at 4, Steinis, so English at 5, Steinis at 6, Shashank Singh at 7, and Lockie
Amar
Ferguson
Zai.
should be back. Yeah, Lockie Ferguson should be back for them. So that's an option. Then it's up to them to decide if they want to play Mitch Owen as a batting heavy option or Omar Zai as a bowling heavy option. I think they should go with Mitch Owen.
Amidst all this, we forgot that Nathan Ellis is there in CSK, and they both of us have entirely forgotten, including CSK, that Nathan Ellis is there in the squad.
Yeah, CSK has forgotten. CSK has Patirana for that. So we don't know if they're going to release
There,
him or not.
yeah, there are also rumors that Patirana could be released.
They should. I mean, given that they have Ellis, Patirana is a waste of space in that team, in all honesty. Because at least Ellis will give you bowling in a couple more phases of the game. And Patirana is just after the 11th over. So if you have a bowler who is very DK Popa in terms of when he gets to make an impact in the game, I don't think it's worth retaining him for that price tag. Maybe Patirana at 6, 7 crores, I would have liked it. But this is a little too much. Right.
Okay.
Who's left now? Did we cover all other teams? Should we go to the big boys now?
Yeah.
MI. Oh no, I mean
MIB,
MI. Yeah, we covered.
we
We talked
covered
about
along
it.
with GT.
They don't have nothing more to do than that. Yeah. Okay. Big boys.
Yeah.
Defending
Champions.
champions. People who would have done absolutely nothing in this auction if not for the whole Yash Dayal controversy. Now I'll go back to that start comment. Livingston opinion, don't release him. I would have agreed. I would have honestly agreed to retain Livingston if Yash Dayal was fully cleared of all his charges. But given the kind of controversy that's been, floating around near him, the kind of allegations that have been thrown at him, Jashtayal being a potential release option would mean your third pacer is Rasik Dar. And in case Rasik Dar doesn't step up, you need another left arm pace option. And there are quite a few teams looking for Indian pacers in this option. So you need to go in with a good enough purse to be able to make that impact. And Yash Dahal's 5 crores may not be enough for that, which is why Livingston's 8.5 crores is going to come in pretty handy for us.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same thing. I would have given Livy one more chance.
Same.
I know, like, he can show up in big games. He's
Yeah.
a proven hitter, clean hitter of the ball, but all due to the Yash Dayal fiasco, we need a predominantly a left arm pacer would be
Yes,
good
sir.
enough who can also
Yeah.
bowl in the death. So just to free up that space and purse and have some hand in the auction, we have to let go of Livingston. But
Correct.
calls is for a replacement for Livingston. The possible options could be Will Jacks if MI is
I
letting
might let
go of.
him go. Yeah.
I think they
Or
should let go
Maxwell,
of Will
because
Jacks, right?
Maxwell will definitely be let go. Yeah, I mean, Wiljack should be let go because Rutherford's been traded in. And there is no space for Wiljack in the top order. So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
going
if
to be
MI.
Ripilton and Rohit Sharma opening.
Exactly. So, and if you have Sky at 3, Tilak at 4, then Hardik, Namandir, and all that, Will Jackson's next spot will be at number 7. But he's been playing at 6 for England. So, are they willing to take that gamble and play Will Jacks down the order just because he's been playing there for England? Is a debate that is probably not going to go too well for them. The next best option that you might see available on the table is Maxwell, who will be released by Punjab and is
So
definitely
it's
out there.
always homecoming for either one of them.
Yeah, so one of them might just come home. Aside from that, I can't think of any other similar options. Then again, our overseas all rounder is not our priority because we know we have our overseas slots filled up, right? We know it's going to be Salt, David, Romario, and Hazelwood. The most injury prone of these four is Hazelwood, and backup for him, I think Tushara is there. Someone else has to be picked up because Tushara
Just
doesn't
bad
give you the
handed.
same dimension.
We can't play Bethel over there anyway.
Exactly. So we have Bethel available. So even if we let go of Livingston, Bethel is already an existing option who gives you a bit of spin and a bit of hitting down the order. So you, if something happens to either David, Shepherd, or Salt, you can always use Bethel as a backup for all three of them. It's a wonderful bench option to have. So backups
Should
wise,
they release
uh,
NGD?
yes, I think they should. Very inconsistent in terms of how he bowls. Uh, I think our releases this time should be Livingston, Dayal if he's not cleared, Ngidi, Mohit Rathi, Abhinandan Singh, and honestly speaking, either Swastik Chikara or Mayank Agarwal as well, if not both.
Hmm. I think Chikara won't be released.
He's just vibes player, man. I don't know what they'll do keeping him in the team. Okay, 30 lakhs, let it go flying. Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't make much difference with 30 lakhs. You can, might as well just keep him
Yeah.
getting good social engagements because of him.
Yeah. So there have also been questions about whom RCB could try going for as a left arm pace option. Now, if LSG release Akash Singh, he is one option. If DC let go of
Yeah.
Natarajan, that's another option. Then there is
Good job.
Mangesh Yadav, who had been performing for Gwalior Cheetahs. I'm sure that Rajat Patidar would have kept an eye on him because they played for the same team. And another option from the domestic
Good
side
job.
of things, Gurjapneet is in CSK. I feel like they shouldn't let him go, but if he comes,
Wait,
then
he
he should be.
didn't play. Oh, they have the
No,
option
no,
to.
no, they can't. They can keep both and they can release someone else. Yeah, it's another uh, Dirk Planner's fiasco for them. They just did what we did.
Okay.
They can keep both Brevis and Gurjapneet. That's unfair, but it's real. Um, Another option from the domestic side of things is Abhilash Shetty, Karnataka player. Pretty decent, again very inconsistent, so I wouldn't put him as primary choice. Among all these names, the first, if I have to arrange them in priority order, it would be Gurjapneet, Natarajan, Mangesh, Akash, Abhilash. Okay. What else with RCB? I mean, we're just coming to the option to chill aside from this. One left arm pacer we need, that's all, nothing else.
Yeah, but we have bigger things to worry back at home.
Yeah.
We don't know if we'll be playing at Chinnaswamy. We don't know if
Oh
we will
no,
be
we
named
are
RCB
RCB.
still.
Yeah.
I might have
That's
to
a big
rethink
thing
about
going
all
on.
the jerseys and the all logos that we have in case it gets
Yeah.
changed.
If they do end up changing the name, I will buy a couple of jerseys from the recent years just so that I can have memories. I don't have a
The bigger
2025
issue is
jersey yet.
Malia got this team to promote his brand Royal Challenge. But
Exactly.
someone getting this team now again, why would they promote Royal Challenge for free, even if they
I,
want to keep the
yeah,
Bengaluru name
so
tag over there?
I will try to provide a little bit of clarity on how they could go about it. Now, Royal Challengers Bengaluru Sports Private Limited is an entity of its own. It is not necessarily promoting Royal Challenge as a drink, even though it is very evident to the general public that it's in the name. It is its own entity. You could always use it as your own marketing tool, right? It could still have the name RCB and everything around it could be centered around your brand. Now, the jersey color could stay in a shade of red surrounded by a few other colors of your own brand. It could have maybe your branding somewhere on the jersey, right? You could. I've heard that Qatar Airways is not a sponsor anymore, and it is now
It's going to be
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah, nothing as in the phone brand, not nothing, nothing. Um, there are ways for a brand to buy RCB and still use it as their own marketing tool. It just comes down to how
How they
well they
want
play
it.
around with it. Yeah, that's it.
But I can't imagine being called Serum Institute Bengaluru Challengers or something like
Yeah, imagine Zerodha Warriors Bengaluru. Oh, no, it's not Nikhil Kamath. It's not going to be Nikhil
that.
Kamath.
Zero
It'll
One
be,
Bengaluru.
yeah, it'll be Adar Poonawalla, it'll be Adani, or hopefully, my preference personally, Barchindal, just because how he's been running BFC. I don't want the Delhi Capitals curse to come on top of us. That's a whole other issue. But it would be
I like this.
great to
Attica
have.
Gold Bengaluru. I'm all in for this.
Oh, uncle with the phone, the back of one bus
We'll make
also. They have enough
Kohli do
marketing.
that pose.
Yeah, it'll be insane. The kind of memes that will come out, we love it.
But let's see. We still have time. For now, it's just the auction. But
Yeah,
uh, Royal Challenge Sports Limited has been moved in balance sheet to current assets, claiming that they will be and they are willing to sell it off by the end
yeah.
of March 31st,
March
2026.
31st.
So
That's
they
what I
are looking
read.
for buyers. In case you are interested, please buy and keep the same name.
Indeed. Yeah, that's probably the end of what we had to discuss.
Yeah.
But
If there are any
yeah,
more
that's
retentions, any more big things happening over the course of the evening,
yeah.
you'll see us back again live. If not, maybe sometime during the week. There's an interesting test match going on between India and South Africa. Until then, enjoy the good game of cricket. And we are preparing for the summer, so we will be back for the
Ashes.
auctions and stay tuned. We might have a mock WPL
Yeah,
auction as well.
WPL. Yes.
Yeah.
All
Uh,
right.
be
That's
subscribed
it.
to watch the mock auction live, and we shall see you soon. Until then, have a great weekend. Have a good game of cricket.
Bye bye. Like, share, subscribe.